Last week, we saw Daniel Bwala fail miserably to defend the Nigerian government. You cannot defend failure. This is the same thing every member of the APC and every member of this government have tried to do, and they failed miserably because statistics do the talking. The $1,000,000 question is, does Daniel Bwala even believe his own lies? How can you go for calling a candidate unfit for the job to calling the same candidate the most hardworking Nigeria ever had and a visionary in less than a year? Does Daniel Bwala believe his conviction, or is he more of anywhere beleface? Welcome to the Raging Hot Mic. If you enjoy my podcast, smash the like button, subscribe and follow. Now we are looking at the part 2 of the Daniel Bwala's abysmal display at Jazeera. At Jazeera, he tries so much to portray confidence and to speak well of the government. But Daniel Bwala was disgraced. Mehdi Hasan of Jazeera did what every Nigerian journalist should do. What did he do? He played the receipts. So we are looking exactly what Daniel Bwala said before he got the job, and why his conversion makes his credibility look very, very miserable. Because the sort of things he said before he got the job makes him less credible. Because he cannot do a complete U-turn after you say these things about the same individual. You didn't criticize the individual's policies as the governor or when he was governor of Lagos State. You criticized the individual's personality. And you spotted so many things. Some of them, maybe right now you believe is false, but you said so many miserable things, so many negative things about this individual. So how did you do a U-turn in less than a year? What changed your mind about that? These are many more Nigerians are asking, and Nigerians want answers to. First of all, Daniel Bwala said, these are the statements he made as regards the militia. He said, they have formed a militia. They are preparing the militia leading up to the elections. The militia is meant to attack voters and to ensure that people are disenfranchised, especially in areas where they believe PDP and any other opposition practice are strong. He even claimed that the militia threatened him and threatened to kill him, and he was a target of the militia. This Daniel Bwala said on January 22nd, 2003 at the official PDP press conference in Abuja. On Al Jazeera, he denied he never said that. Meanwhile, there's a video of him saying that. So was he lying about the militia? Or was he convinced because he's earning a massive salary now as a special advisor on policy communication to the president? You can't make a U-turn on this. You can't come on live television and claim a particular party have militia preparing to disrupt the election. That means you have physical evidence. He didn't say he was told that they had. He said they had. He wanted to look credible. But all of a sudden, he's been disgraced. He said these are the PDP spokesman. So now working for the same person, do they still have the militia? Or the militia has been disbanded? So Nigerians want answers from Daniel Bwala. You can't come and make these statements leading up to the election and all of a sudden abandon the same party you are making these statements on their behalf and join the opposition. So we want to know, as regards 2027 election, does the APC still have the same militia, and are they still prepared to disrupt the election just like they did before? These are the questions we ask or want to know these answers to. Let's go to the second one. He said the decision of the APC to move towards a same faith ticket is an extremist agenda. It is an agenda that does not take into account the sensitivity, the secularity of Nigeria, and the fact that Nigeria is not just a Muslim country or just a Christian country. It is a shared heritage. This he said on Channels Television on July 2022, leading up to the election. He claims this same reason is the reason why he had to abandon the APC and move to the PDP. That he didn't believe in Muslim candidates. For more context, Daniel Bwala is a Christian minority from Borno, We all know the northeast, northwest, and even many parts of the north center are Muslim heavy. Yes, Borno is extremely Muslim heavy, but you have small Christian in there. He claims as a Christian he can't support the APC because he goes against his faith. Because we all know they told us that Nigeria is 50-50, 50% Christian, 50% Muslim. I don't know about that, but that is what they said. So Daniel Bwala claims that because of that, because ever since 1999, we've always had Christian presidents, Muslim vice president, or Muslim president, Christian vice president. So Daniel Bwala says this particular Muslim candidate that Tinubu administration went on or doubled down on was against his faith, and he wasn't going to support it because Nigeria is a secular country and has shared heritage. So the question is, while he took up the appointment as a special advisor on policy communication, does the APC still have a Muslim candidate, a Muslim president and a Muslim vice president? Is the vice president now a Christian? So what changed? Did the vice president convert in secret, or did the president convert in secret to Christianity? You can't be convinced that Nigeria is a secular country and has a shared heritage, and that is the reason why you cannot participate in that government. Then make a U-turn in less than a year. So did he convert to Islam? Is he now a Muslim, or he doesn't believe in the shared heritage again? Does he no longer believe Nigeria is a secular country? Does he now believe that Nigeria is more of a Muslim country? We want to know his reasons for changing his views and his philosophy in less than a year. This is a man 50 and above. And all of a sudden, everything is learned, is dumped in the bin, all for appointment. Is this more about anywhere belief is, or is it about conviction? Now let's go to the third one. This election is not just about who wants to lead, it's about who has the capacity. As it is now, it is clear to all Nigerians that Bola Tinubu doesn't have the mental and the physical capacity to lead the country. He's physically frail and mentally tired. This is what he said. So he said this about the present president. He's mentally and physically frail. He's not a medical doctor. He hasn't seen the president's medical report, just like me. So the question now is, did he have access to the president's record now that he has realized that he's no longer frail? You can't make this assumption about an individual and all of a sudden make a U-turn in less than a year. He abandoned his principal, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, immediately the election was lost, and went and picked up an appointment with the same individual he called frail. Believe Nigerian politicians at your own peril. It's more about personal interest. I keep saying this here. It's all about interest. There's no principle. There's no ideology. Politics in Nigeria is mainly based on religion, ethnicity, and personal interest. Personal interest is the most important thing. This is the principle. Personal interest represents more than 95% of Nigerian politics. It's about the individual. What am I going to gain? What are my guys going to gain? What is my family? What is my friends going to gain? So when you answer that question first, you can now go down to, because when they answer the question what they are going to gain, how do they spin it? They now spin it on ethnicity and religion. That's it. They don't tell you it's because about what they will gain, but the main reason they are supporting a candidate is about personal interest. But they now change it to religion and ethnicity. There's no philosophy. There's none. It's not about what you believe. It's not about belief. That is why the APC claims to be a progressive. The APC claims to be a progressive party, and you ask yourself, what is do they know the meaning of progressive? I asked sometimes when they say that, I say, do you know the meaning of progressive? Progressive means, some people term it as extreme left. That's the leftists. You can't be progressive and be practicing Sharia law. Do they know the meaning of progressive? You can't be there's nothing wrong in being conservative. The Republican Party is a conservative party. There's nothing wrong. Don't be using big English I once asked somebody who was supporting APC and he told me that he's a conservative progressive. I said, what are you talking about? You can't be a conservative and be a progressive at the same time. You can be extreme left, you can be middle left, you can be extreme right, you can be middle right. That is a moderate. You can be a moderate, but you can't be progressive and then be conservative again. You pick a side. So this is what Daniel Bwala is trying to say. He believed that Tinubu doesn't have the mental and physical capacity to lead Nigeria. But all of a sudden, in less than a year, Tinubu have now become so healthy that he no longer has that fears. I don't understand this. Now, this is what he said later, less than 1 year. I have seen the passion, the commitment, and the results of his policies. The same policy, 18 million children out of school, the highest globally. That's the highest. More than 22,000 schools closed down in Nigeria due to insurgency. That's the highest. That means Syria, Pakistan, Palestine, Niger, Chad, all the poorest countries, we have more children out of school than all of them. Even in some Middle East countries that women don't go to school. Even in Afghanistan that women have been told not to go to school. Nigeria has more out of school children. Yet we claim we are practicing free education. What sort of education is that? We claim we are practicing free education, but we have more out of 18 million children. You know what 18 is? It is the population of a country. Population of Netherlands is not up to 18 million. I don't even think Belgium is up to 18 million. I don't think Portugal is up to 18 million. We have the population of the Netherlands out of school. Do you understand? And this is the policy Daniel Bwala claims he is convinced in. 3 years now into governance, into his administration, yet no improvement. 3 years. This government is still acting like the opposition. Let me continue. The president is not just a hard-working president. He's also the most hard-working president in the history of Nigeria. He is a visionary leader who is making tough decisions, necessary to renew our hope. When his policies are criticized, they claim he's making tough decisions. Tough decisions for who? For you, not for me. What is the tough? When are we going to see the result? 3 years in, and you are still on tough decisions. Tough decisions, and they are buying a new plane for the president. Tough decisions. The president just took off the Aso Rock villa, from the national grid. They are now using solar in Aso Rock. They are using solar. Go and ask. Google it. That it does not tell you that the national grid has collapsed. It's beyond repair. Where the presidency is using solar, but he's telling you he's making tough decisions for you. He has bailed out on Nigerians. This is just miserable. Now, my conclusion: credibility isn't a coat you can take off and put on whenever there is a job opening. Daniel Bwala was a disgrace in London because he tried to gaslight the world about his own past. On RagingHotMic, we keep the tapes. Do not be a chop-I-chop listener. Rather, be a truth seeker. I end with that. This is an opportunist. This is an individual that is self-centered, that thinks about himself. But he claims he's acting out of his conviction. No. He is worse than every other politician. And the truth be said, Daniel Bwala should be ashamed of himself. Thanks for listening. Smash the like button, follow, subscribe. Peace.